Hello, everyone, and welcome to the sprint presentation for our first playtest soon to be. And I will be showing you the work that I've done. I will be showing you the two paper maps that I've done. And the work that I've done within Unity so far. So I'm going to be showing the two paper maps I've done for Swamp Swamp Heights since last time. So this is Swamp Heights segment 3, and we have a lot of boardwalks here in this level. We have a lot of player movement here, and you see that it's very stretched out. I did this because the goal within this segment is for the player to kill all zombies in the map, depending how many there are, and the player has to kill all the zombies. Once they do that, this door will unlock, and within this door, it will be like a shack or like a bigger like swamp house where the player has to go in and find the key that will be randomly placed within the house. And then once the player gets the key, they have to run all the way over here and all the way to the safe room to unlock it and go in with all of the zombies enraged and with them being on, it's like a panic event, right? So since it's segment 3, that's the segment objective. So that's it for segment 3, and I also did the boss segment for this campaign, which is segment 4, and this actually has 2 layers to it. So I will be showing layer 1 first. So I'm going to hide that. So this is what layer 1 looks like. The player can move around on these platforms right here and get to the shacks and hide in them. The boss can destroy the entire shack and leave them in the water, in which the players have to come all the way to the stairs and rather go upstairs or go in the other shack or go wherever they can to dodge the boss and to get them all out. And there will be trees around this area, so that, like swamp trees, so that players can take cover and whatnot, because they're going to spend a lot of time in the water if they're not strategic. And then for level 2 or layer 2 slash the second floor, players will be given 2 more shacks, which are destructible in themselves, but in floor 2, they're given more areas, so it's more curved and it reaches around to these areas up here, which gives them, so if the boss is over here and one player is distracting it, a player can scope and get the boss from over there. So they're going to get a lot of work done with the boss on the upper floor. But notice there's not going to be a lot of, since the players can snipe the boss from these platforms, that means if the boss can do ranged attacks, which most of them probably can, it's going to be challenging for the players. So that's something they definitely have to keep in mind and something they have to watch out, because of course, while the players have this advantage on the second floor, the boss also does as well. So they just need to be careful about that. And then that's pretty much Swamp Heights. That's all of the segments for that campaign. So now I will be showing the work that I've got done in Unity. And with Unity, I got the terrain done for the segment 1 of Barn Hills. I was just focusing on that segment because that's the only thing we're going to get done for the upcoming playtest. So I didn't want to jump too ahead and get more segments done when we just need to focus on segment 1 for the playtest just for now. And as far as scope goes with and everything, I think everyone else on the team has been doing really good. Katie has been getting some really nice sound effects and soundtrack done for the game, so I think we are a bit ahead. Or I wouldn't say we're super ahead, but we're not behind at all. So I think we're keeping a really nice pace, and we should definitely be able to get a prototype done at the end of this class. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really excited to get this game done. So this is segment 1. As you notice, just from looking at the opening image right here, there are a lot. There's green and then there's red. So what I did before I even messed with getting any hills done, with getting any of the houses done, the gray boxing done, any of that done, I actually wanted to paint out the player's navigation and where the player can go, where the mountains need to be at, and of course, as you notice, there's some areas which aren't red. For the places that aren't red but clearly have navigation for the player, that's actually, I went a little bit above and beyond than the paper map, and of course, I changed it a little bit from the paper map because I added more areas, I made it seem more puzzly, and more, not to the point where it's confusing, but to the point where it gives the player more options to go, more shacks to enter, more dynamics, so, and more room as well, and definitely more chances to become separated from the team, which is a good thing because that provides challenge and strategic gameplay. So, as I go down here, the players will start right here. I don't have the model for it yet, but the starting safe room will be right here, and then players will come out of here. They are immediately given 3 directions to go to, and this is actually one of the character models for the game. So I took this model in, and it was around the same height of the Unity cylinder, but I just wanted to make sure. But I mapped everything according to their height so that I have a really good perspective and nothing's too big or too tall or too small, and that it's not necessarily from my perspective, it's from the player's perspective or / character. So the player is immediately given these 3 different areas to go. They can go here, and they can have this larger area, which I probably will add some homes right here, in fact, so it's just not too open, and so that they're given even more choices. But there will definitely be some zombies around here. They can keep going up and up through here. Right here will be the, this is actually the gate to which the final safe house will be. So once players clear out all the zombies in this area, this gate will open, and then players will be able to go to the safe house. So I'm actually going to back up. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to, this is still like a work in progress, so I'm still going to add a little bit more features and detail throughout here, just so it's not a beeline to get to the safe room, of course. So I'm going to add more shacks. Maybe I'll add more walls. I would even like to, since this is kind of like the village type area, I would probably even like to have like a little farmer's market area in here. I think that would be super cool. I didn't really think about that before, but thinking about that now definitely gives me some ideas that it could be like a little farmer's market, and players have to like, go through it, and like there would be like lots of clutter everywhere, so it would definitely give the players more of a challenge. And then right here, if the player goes this way, this is actually done on purpose right here. So this is only a one-way platform. So if I'm a player right here, I can jump off of here to like save a teammate or something. But say a teammate's over there and I'm over here, well, I can't go back here to save them. So I have to go all the way back. So it's definitely a challenge. And it, only allows players to go one way. So I think it will definitely be interesting. And then if they want to go this way, this is actually, they can go across these hills right here and follow this path. and they can get right back to this area where they can find a dead end right here, but this is a really nice zombie spawner and whatnot. I'm probably gonna add like a little like I don't want to say like a whole house, but probably just add like a little like gate and then have people go into this area to battle off some zombies in a closer area rather than having all this room. But that's probably what I'm going to do for that. And then players can also go into this way, and then there will be some zombies spawn here. And what's really nice about this area is that we have this house that players can enter in, but zombies can also be like right around this corner, so they can definitely really get to the players quite easily. And still notice how there's still a bunch of space right here for the player. I'm definitely going to be closing it all off with like scenic prop models, and once we get like some art going, I'm definitely going to be adding some models and whatnot, so it closes the player in and like I said before, gives them more of a cohesive environment rather than an open one. But you do also have to remember that this is a like barn hill type map, as that's what the name implies. So it's very rural, and usually with most rural spaces, there are a lot of open spaces unless you have crops or veggies or like a little like farm or like farmer's market and whatnot. So those are definitely some things to consider. The only thing with being it so like rural and stuff, I don't know if I'm actually going to go fully with this scenic like these aren't really supposed to be like mountains, but they're supposed to be hills. So I might take off the points and modify where it looks like a mountain right here, where it looks more like pointier and whatnot, and make it more rounder like this. I might be doing that, but I'm really just experimenting at this point. I'm going to be seeing what looks more cohesive and what looks more better with this environment compared to, just because I don't want to just stay with one idea and then be closed-minded, but I also want it to be very realistic. So I'm just kind of dabbling in some stuff, and then I will be just erasing some things and just making it all one style to see what's best. Where was I? Okay, so I was right here, and then this is where the player can jump off of here, and then as we go this way, players can go through this way, or they can go through this way. If they go through this way, they're going to go through that, hill type of path, and players can go through here, and they can make it back around there, or they can go here. They can find like a few zombies in these corners or whatnot, or they can do this. They can go past around here. They can go in this little door, and then they're back at the main area. So yeah, guys, this is the map so far. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I definitely really want to close in a lot more of this middle area right here, just so the player doesn't have too much of free frolicky room. But it would definitely be cool to add like some crops, maybe I'll add like a little what is it called? The cornfield, where it's like the super high plants, because I think it would be cool to have this, since it is open. A really nice opportunity I have here is to actually have those like huge corn plants. I forgot what they're called exactly, but I think they're called corn plants. And they're super high, and like the player can't really see where they're going, so they just have to like listen to where like the zombies are and whatnot, and that would definitely be a challenge for them, because they're not just going to see the zombie, they're actually going to have to like hear it, and the zombie will have more of an advantage to the player right here, because the zombie as the AI will know where the player is, no matter what type of scenery is in front of them, because obviously they're AI. So I think that would be a really nice opportunity to play with, and I would really like to do that. I was actually going to do that for the later segments, but I think it would be a better experience to have it in this segment, and I think it would make this segment more diverse and give the paths even more meaning. So I'm really excited about this, and as you can see from my level design perspective, I just I mean, I do hold a lot of like a lot of the same dynamics that I made when I was making the paper maps and the pre-production. But as you can see, I kind of just like, I don't follow the pre-production that I made like word by word, hand by hand, drawing by drawing, just because I really like expanding what I've already made, expanding on new ideas, expanding on new, you know, tech, new pathways for the player to traverse, and making it a little bit more, having it a little bit more detailed, having it a little bit more complex without, you know, doing too much. So definitely, this is definitely the biggest the map will be. And just if anybody was confused, the player cannot actually go outside of this. Like, they can't go here. This is all just for decoration. So I'm gonna be adding. I don't think I want to add an invisible wall, just because I don't want to break the player's immersion. But I'm gonna have something where it's like, I don't know, where it's like, rather, these will be too high for the player to even climb on, which will then solve the situation right there. Or that the player can like go up here, but then there will be like boards or like some type of wall, like physical wall, where they can't get past. But I'm probably just going to have it so that they can't climb the mountains right here. So this kind of makes it so that this, you know, kind of decoration is kind of pointless. But like I said, I wanted to add it just in case, because I'm still planning out how I'm going to be designing this map, because obviously from making the map on a paper form, like 2D format, it's going to be a lot different from when you're actually in an engine, because when you're in an engine like Unity and you're doing it all in 3D program, then of course you're going to have a lot more different ideas, a lot more different perspectives, and a lot more different techniques you're going to handle your game in, rather than through paper mapping. So before I take too much of your time, that's pretty much all, and I hope that you really enjoyed my presentation. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please just message me. Just let me know what you think. You know, if you think this is a good map, and you know, even if you're a student watching this, or the professor himself, just like let me know. All right, just yeah. All right. So thank you so much for listening, and have a nice day.